Coliseum Chronicles live, family. What's up? And it's Oregon week. Welcome back to another show. Casey Casliner, Terrence Holton, as we gear up for the Ducks in Eugene this Saturday, the biggest game of the year, the biggest game for USC in a couple years for sure. Terrence, how you doing tonight?
Casey, I'm doing fantastic. I am always going to have my concerns about this game. USC has not won in Eugene 11 years. No, it's not been 11 years. It was 2011 since the last time won. Lane Kiffin was the head coach, and that's what concerns me going in. Is they don't win in Eugene. They don't win in Eugene.
Yeah, and you're from Oregon, so this is like a little extra special.
Yes, I am. All my friends go to the University of Oregon. I'm from Portland. This is a massive game. I'm talking a lot of trash just because in case USC wins, I can ride my high horse. If not, I'm kind of digging my own grave, but that's all right.
So these past couple weeks, USC has got the job done at home. Obviously, they took down Iowa, ranked team at the Coliseum. It was a rainy day, but the Trojans got that second half shutout, and they got a really good second half defensive performance as well against Northwestern. Defensively, I think it's fair to say that this team in the second half just looks like a completely different team than the first half. What are your thoughts on that Iowa game and what USC was able to show?
Yeah, Casey, it's very interesting. And as much as we have, I think, trashed the defense this year, which they have looked really bad at times, they have very much gotten better over the last couple of weeks. And the second halves, especially, are phenomenal. I'm trying to remember the exact point total, but they haven't allowed more than 6 points in any half the last 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Because this week was 0. Northwestern was 3. Was Nebraska 6? I want to say it was 6. Is that right?
I think it's right. They actually allowed only 3 points in the second half.
Yeah, it's 6 total points they've allowed in the last 3 halves of football, in the last 3 second halves of football, which is incredibly interesting. Granted, they're not against the best offenses. They were against a hobbled Nebraska team, a Northwestern team, which is fine, but nothing special. And of course, Iowa. Iowa's offense is no. I'm not going to compliment that. I was going to try to say
the first half, but
I was going to try and compliment them, but I can't do it. It is very interesting how good Danton Lynn's second half adjustments were, because I remember this is what he did last year too. This is what he was good at. His second half and halftime, he always made good adjustments, and I was really interested in how well they would play against Iowa because they were getting beat up the first half. That Iowa is one of, if not the best offensive lines in football. And the defensive line got after them in the second half after being bullied in the first.
Yeah, because it's interesting now. I mean, you talked about some of those teams. There are definitely teams that have strengths. Like Iowa's defense is always good. Northwestern has had, a good run game, we'll say. It's hard to compliment Northwestern, if I'm being completely honest. Michigan, can be dangerous. But Oregon is so well-rounded. Like, they're such a complete team. They're not – I wouldn't say they're the most complete team in the country, because I do think the wide receiver core is pretty weak. All things considered,
they're beat up. That's why
they're beat up and not deep, is what I'll say. But I think it's fair to say they're one of the most complete teams in the country. They're the best passing defense. They rush better than any team in the country. I mean,
really?
I think they're the best rushing team in the Big Ten. I actually have this all written out for my broadcast this weekend. They are the number 1 rushing offense in the Big Ten, 8th in the country.
Yep.
They don't turn the ball over a lot. They only have 8 turnovers this year. That's the 3rd fewest in the country. Total offense, they're 3rd in the Big Ten, 2nd in scoring offense. I mean, I can keep reading these off. They also don't give up a lot of sacks. I mean, USC's D-line has seen ebbs and flows this year. It might not be able to eat a whole lot against Dante Moore. So USC is going to absolutely have to stop the run, but what do you think they're going to have to do against Oregon?
It's a lot of things. It really is. And I think that's the problem, because as much as I want this team to win, as much as I am rooting for USC to win, I have long time had this as a loss. But I very much think they can win. All that being said, Oregon has the number 1 pass defense. I don't think that is necessarily representative of how good they actually are. I think to say that I think they are worse than that. I'm trying to find the exact. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up this exact number here right now. Elijah Surratt and who was it? And There it is. Omar Cooper went for 177 yards on this team, or 179, excuse me, yards on this Oregon pass defense. That is the only competent offense who Oregon has really played, especially passing wise, for being honest. It is the
Yeah.
only competent offense.
I mean, I'd maybe throw at the time Penn State in there. I mean, they put up 24 points.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say passing offense.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, yeah, Drew Eller in that game
specifically what I'm thinking.
No, that's a fair point. I mean, Drew Eller only went for 137. So, that's a fair point. Yeah, I mean, especially these last 4 weeks where they only played, Minnesota, who they don't have a good passing game at all. Iowa doesn't. Wisconsin doesn't. Rutgers doesn't. They haven't been battle tested in a while.
No, that's the thing. It's like, so we said this last week and it ended up being not true. We said that if USC could punch Iowa in the mouth and get off to a quick lead, it'll be hard for USC to come back. Iowa to come back. Ended up being the inverse. Ended up being USC goes down, has to come back. Massive culture win, which we didn't even mention earlier. Just as far as USC goes, that's one of the biggest culture wins I think USC has had in.
I think it proved
maybe ever.
I think it proved that they're
worthy. They have fighting them. They have fighting them, in which you cannot say that Lincoln Riley teams of the past did.
Yeah,
that is what I am interested by them in. I'm going back to my point, which I started like 2 minutes ago now. Jacoby Lane and Makai Lemon are Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper are great. Jacoby Lane and Makai Lemon are as a duo a lot better. I would say 5 to 10 times better than them. They are the second. I'm just going to say it, they're the second best wide receiver duo in the country. Don't hate me, but it's Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. They are the best wide receiver duo.
I agree with you.
Lemon and Lane is a very close second, though. Very close second. And Oregon has not played anyone near that level of, I think, just pure skill at that wide receiver position.
Yeah, and I mean, Makai has just gotten better too. Like he is making even better catches. That one where he had to, navigate a hospital ball and catch it head high and basically off his helmet. That was insane. Jacoby continues to
be a very solid player.
He's had the drop problem, but he's still making really good catches. And how about King Miller? I mean, King Miller he's coming to his own, and that's not even mentioning the fact that Wayman Jordan was practicing this week.
Yeah, but Lincoln Riley did say he didn't think he was going to play.
True, but I mean, you never know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it doesn't matter. The point is, King Miller has been electric. I mean, he didn't have the biggest game against Iowa, but in his credit, like it is the rain and it's Iowa's run defense.
He had a very solid game, though.
Yeah, it was. I mean, especially for him, like it
wasn't anything special. But like the guy's still averaging like almost 8 yards a carry, which is crazy.
Yeah. You talked about Oregon's pass defense. Let's look at the rushing defense. They give up just over 100 rush yards per game. That's 6th in the Big Ten. I think if King Miller can get established early on, I mean, that's the part of USC's game that isn't really affected by the road, I feel like. The run game has stayed consistent.
But Notre Dame one wasn't great. But
Notre Dame wasn't great, but like Nebraska, you know, so and that's arguably I wasn't at Nebraska is the only game I'm going to miss this season when it's all said and done.
Yeah,
but I think the Nebraska environment was a lot tougher than Notre Dame, because a lot of USC.
I'm not going to say that.
The blackout, man, the blackout.
I'm not going to say a lot tougher.
I think it was tougher.
Maybe.
And the point is, USC handled business. They almost handled business. If I'm being honest, I don't think the road environment has phased USC a whole lot this year. I think that's kind of overrated.
So can I pull up a stat for you? Because let me pull up some stats real quick because I saw a rather unfortunate. I'm going to find this really quickly, so keep talking.
Can I say why? Well, I don't think they lost. I don't think they lost against Illinois because it was the road.
Yes, but here I'm going to show you this. This is Jeff Schwartz. Now he's an Oregon alum, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
but Fox Sports radio guy. Here, I'm going to share my screen real quick just so we can look at this because it's a comparison of USC at home versus on the road, and it is rather damning. Can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
Oh, forgot to share it. There we go. So USC at home, 45.3 points per game, away 27.5. Points allowed at home, 19.2 compared to 25.5 on the road. And you just kind of go down the list. It's a little staggering, the numbers.
But they played Missouri State and Georgia Southern at home. Fair
enough. They were, But I did think I'd share that here.
Like, you're kind of right, but like in the 2 road losses, they still score 32 against Illinois.
Yeah.
And against Notre Dame, they put up 24 and I think they lose against Notre Dame because of some incompetent play calling by
Yep.
Lincoln Riley. I think that's fair. They lost against Illinois. Let's be
Dare
honest.
I say the same thing? Dare I say the same thing of scoring too quick?
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what
also, I mean, the fumbles at the goal line really helped out USC, so that was just kind of a weird game to
this is
sort of
true right
judge.
here. I just want to point this out from William. Yeah, this is definitely true.
Yeah.
I could pull that up super quickly actually. But trying to find the best way to articulate this, but I do think this game is going to all come down to one person. It's going to come down to Jaden Mayava because wasn't great versus Notre Dame. He was fine. He was bad versus Nebraska, and he was pretty good versus Illinois. Made that one interception, some errors. If he is on his game, then I think USC has a real shot.
And it's not going to rain too, which
yes,
it's going to be cold though.
Yeah, but
it's 48. I think
rainy,
but it's going to feel like 45 or less probably with the wind chill.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be the perfect conditions, and the crowd's going to be crazy because this is a must-win game for Oregon too. This is a playoff game. I mean,
literally, this is a playoff play-in game.
It's a wild card. It's basically a wild card game.
Exactly. It's basically whoever wins this is going to the playoff, which is crazy. And I don't think USC hasn't played in a game like this. I mean, the Notre Dame game was massive. They haven't played a game like this since Utah.
Yeah. I know. I thought you were going to say
this
ever.
Is a true playing game.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And I think because I mean, USC and Oregon are expected to win their final games. Oregon playing Washington, USC playing UCLA, some rivalry games in there. But yeah, it's a playoff game on the road, and it's a place you haven't won in a while. But I'd argue, Lincoln's played there before. Lincoln rallied the troops there a couple years ago, and I know they lost by quite a bit, but it's not like an environment like Nebraska where USC either hasn't been there in forever or has never been there, and you just don't know what you're going to see. I think people are being too negative about USC this week. Like, ESPN has a 73% chance of Oregon winning. Like, that just feels really generous for a team that's been banged up.
Yeah, I was about to say, not to cut you off, not seeing any status on Decorian Moore. I was just about to look up on Twitter.
I think he'll be back.
Yeah, because he picked up a non-contact injury in practice like last week or 2 weeks ago.
I think Gary Bryant Jr.'s back. So
yeah,
because they practiced today, I believe, and Dan Lanning, I'm seeing some 247 stuff about it. Because also Kenyon Sadiq was out against Iowa a couple weeks ago. They dominated Minnesota. So also the right guard Alex Harkey. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that Dan Lanning is going to say anything because according to him today, he said, quote, "The relationship between practice, physicality, and injuries isn't a linear one." Whatever he said, some of the injuries we've had this season have had zero contact. So he's basically trying to dodge the question, which I respect, because Lincoln Riley do the same thing. But I mean, if they don't have a fully healthy Sadiq, that also changes the game.
But also he went off versus Minnesota, so I wouldn't count on him. I don't know. I think my biggest worry, we haven't even talked about the Oregon run game, which we can get to in a second. I do have worries about Sadiq having a Tyler Warren-esque game. Not as extreme, but, Tyler Warren carved up USC last year. Athletic, multi-do-it-all guy. And I do worry about Kenyon Sadiq getting some sort of level of that. I didn't end up going to practice today, so I didn't hear about the status of a bunch of guys like Kamari Ramsey. Let me see. Because I didn't see who spoke today.
I mean, it would have been offensive practice, but
it was defense.
You're right. Today is defense.
Yeah.
So no, it should have come out today. I also didn't go to practice, unfortunately, but yeah, you're right. I don't think Wayman Jordan's not going to have any sort of shot at playing, but even though
it doesn't seem like it.
But I guess it is encouraging that he's recovering because he'll likely be back next year, hopefully. You never know.
And also, I also even completely forgot Bishop Fitzgerald.
Yeah, because I mean, you lose those two safeties. Like Christian Pierce is good; he's competent, but
And
after that,
it's Kennedy Urlacher, and that's a lot of raw talent.
I like Kennedy. Like, I
I
think
do, but
he's very. I don't know if he's ready yet, though. He's really raw.
exactly that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. He had that one good PBU though against which a lot of people said was in bounds. I think it was out of bounds, and I called
I
it.
think it was out of bounds. I think that's if you were to look at it's my same thing that I think with like penalties. I think if you were to look at every single frame of like barely, then it's like maybe you'll find one with him like a millimeter inbounds. The toe came down out of bounds. I don't care what people say.
Like it was out of bounds.
It was out of bounds. I don't care what people say. I really don't.
Yeah. So good play by Urlacher. But you mentioned it. Let's talk about the Oregon run game for a moment. I mean, they have three rushers of over 400 yards. I mean, Noah Whittington's the obvious one. I mean, he's a small dude, but he is a freak of nature. He can break tackle. I don't know if you saw the play he had against.
Yes, that was ridiculous. That was so ridiculous.
That was Marshawn Lynch level. Like,
yeah, and then he almost threw it away by throwing the ball out of bounds, basically.
Yeah, that was stupid. And then Jordan Davison, true freshman from Southern California, he's had a great year. He has 12 touchdowns in 10 games. That's crazy.
He's big. He is big.
Yeah, 6 feet, 236. And then Dier Hill, also a true freshman. Like, this is I don't know where they're getting these running backs. Oregon always has good running backs. And he's gone for 424 yards. He can pop off. He's had some explosive plays, 4 touchdowns. I mean, how does USC stop this run game?
Casey, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't know if they stop the run game. I don't know if they stop the run game. I think it comes down to, can you limit the pass game, which does not feel likely based off the secondary's injuries. Which it's concerning. That's why. And it's why I haven't even mentioned we talked about the line earlier today. It has drifted from 7.5. Someone in our show Sports Scene was wrong. And I knew they were wrong because someone said it opened at like 11.5. No, it opened at 7.5. It's drifted to 9.5. That's what I don't love because it's pretty eerily similar to that of Notre Dame, where I think Notre Dame opened at 7.5, maybe 8.5. 8.5 to 10.5, and it drifted once it got closer to game time. That's something similar to what's going on here. I do find it interesting how Notre Dame was favored by more than USC or than Oregon is right now. I don't know. I feel like at the same time, lines sometimes mean nothing. Look at Illinois. I believe Indiana. They were 7.5-point dogs going into Oregon. Won that game by 10. So
yeah, I mean, to be fair, like in USC's defense, like they're a different team now than they were, and some of that is injuries, but also like I don't think injuries have really phased this team at all. But in that same regard, like banking on a guy like King Miller to have a big game at Oregon, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. Like he's a good running back. He's also raw. He's a guy who's not at his. I don't think he's at his full potential yet. I think he's still getting there. But like to Lincoln Riley's credit, they've recruited well enough to really like there hasn't been an injury this year. Like you can look at a lot of teams in the Big Ten, like Penn State losing Drew Aller. Like their season was already over, but like losing him solidified it. I know that's the quarterback, but like it feels like at every single position for USC, offensive line, D line, dare I say the secondary, the running back room, the receivers. Jacoby Lane was out for a game. They have had depth at every position.
It's true.
It goes to not the most effective extent. Like we'd love to have Wayman and King and Eli Sanders back, but like I mean, it's serviceable.
As much as we love to have him back, I mean, King Miller has arguably been, even with them back, arguably been the best running back we've had.
Yeah, I mean, bigger sample size now, especially than like Eli Sanders, who like I wish got more touches when he was healthy. But
and he was more of a receiving back, and I wish King was better at that. Did take the receiving aspect out of running backs a little bit. Casey, we haven't talked about Dante Moore.
Yeah.
Because he is interesting. Lots of people think he's going to be a top 10 to top 5 pick. I kind of think he stays at Oregon. I don't know what to think of him because he played bad in that Iowa game. except for the last drive, the drive where they went down and won the game. And he made one of the best throws, probably the best throw he's made all year. I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about. Fits it into a tight window right to who was it? Not Gary Bryant, not to Corey Moore, an Oregon receiver. I forget who.
Was it? Wait, I know what you're talking about. It wasn't Sadiq, right? Or no, he was out for that game.
He didn't play.
Was it Jeremiah McClellan?
Maybe. I don't actually remember. So, but doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He makes a great throw. Dante Moore doesn't make a lot of mistakes, except for when he did versus Indiana. And he was bad versus Indiana. He honestly lost them the game because of his mistakes. He was 21 for 34, 186 yards with a touchdown, 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter, which ended up sealing the game for the Hoosiers. You got to get to Dante Moore. You got to put more pressure on. I was really interested in the fact that D'Anton Lynn didn't dial up a lot of pressure versus Iowa. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if you noticed that. He didn't dial up a lot of blitzes. At one point in the game, they said he had blitz like no times during the game. I'm not sure if that was true. But maybe it's because you limit Mark Gronowski more. I don't know, though. I would like to see some more pressure because in times past, USC, especially last year, D'Anton Lynn dialed up the blitz a lot when USC needed to get pressure. And it was pretty effective. And maybe it's just he's more confident in them as in pass coverage, like Eric Gentry. I guess that makes sense, but he can do it all. And maybe you want more help for that secondary, who it has not been great. I mean, Gronowski did miss a lot of open throws. He's just not that great a quarterback. Dante Moore's a lot better than him. So maybe it's that. I don't know. I'd like to see them get pressure in Oregon and go. I want to see Autzen go quiet.
For what it's worth, too. I mean, in that Indiana game, he was sacked 6 times. Like, he was sacked a whole lot. And I think that's my biggest critique of D'Anton Lynn. He doesn't stack the box. Like, barely. And
maybe it has something to do with losing Ja Jarrett recently, but I still think that's wrong.
I don't think that's right because, I mean, I like Ja, but he's not – he fell off after the Purdue game.
That is true. That is true.
So, I think the personnel is lacking, but you still have Cameron Crawford. You still have Anthony Lucas was a monster in the Iowa game.
Yes,
I said it on the air.
Incredibly good.
I said if Mekhi Lemon's the MVP of the game today, number 2 MVP or honorable mention is definitely Anthony Lucas because he was doing numbers in that second half.
The sixes.
Yeah, no, you can't stop 6 on either side of the ball.
I like that.
And yeah, I think like you got to be more aggressive. Like this is the season.
I mean, USC. I think they're one of the biggest problems I've had with them this year, and it's been in years past too. Is they're not getting a lot of pressure, and I do feel like the D line. I mean, they dropped off. The first 3 weeks was incredible. They got to the quarterback on every single possession. It felt like, but I do feel like it's very much fallen off like a pretty heavy amount.
You know what I want to talk about too, because speaking of pressure, there's a few other guys on the Oregon side that played at USC.
Yeah,
Jair Alexander, and then obviously Emmanuel Pregnon. Gary Bryant Jr. also played at USC, but a long time ago now. What's your you're going to see Emmanuel Pregnon on the same field as some of these guys for the first time in a while. Same with Barrel.
It's annoying because he's been really good. And he should be on this USC offensive line. Said he was staying, not going to the draft. 2 weeks later, he's gone. And that's annoying. It kind of shows how Oregon buys their talent. They're not good at developing it. I can't remember the last time. I can't remember any player recently. I'm trying to think who started their full career at Oregon, didn't transfer from anywhere. Josh Connerly.
Like a quarterback or just any position?
No, just anyone. I mean, because
Irving,
no, he transferred. Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right. What about
Tez Derek Carden was Michigan State. Tez Johnson, Troy.
You're right.
Bo Nix, Auburn. Like they buy their talent, and shout out to them. It wins them games, but at the same time, like it's annoying. But anyways, I mean,
Troy Franklin.
No, he started at Oregon.
He's having a solid season.
Yeah. Trying to think of others. But anyways, my point is they buy a lot of their talent.
Yeah, they do. I mean, to be fair, USC to some extent does that, but we develop players.
I think they develop them a lot more than than Oregon does.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's so many guys I can name. One guy I was thinking about, if we're talking about ex-Trojan, Sam Green, the linebacker, is having a killer season this year at Kentucky. I mean, we could use him right now in the middle, but yeah, that's also unfortunate. But because I saw like On3, I think had their like top 5 impact transfers.
Yeah,
And like there were 4 USC players on it. It was like
I
Deuce
know.
Robinson, Zachariah Branch,
Deuce,
Pregnon,
yeah. I
and
mean,
Sam Green.
I'll throw another one in there. He was only there for a year, but he's having a phenomenal season. Romello Height at Texas Tech. And he's been at Auburn, Georgia Tech, USC, and Texas Tech now. So I don't count that. That's just
Yeah.
But anyways, suffice to say, I think it's gonna be annoying lining up them. I want to see someone. I want to see Cameron Crawford. I want to see Anthony Lucas. Whoever ends up lining. What side is Pregnon start on?
He's
Is he left guard?
a left guard, I believe.
Oh, so that's not really an. I was thinking an edge rusher, but I guess it would be a more.
Yeah, he's a left guard.
Be a D tackle who gets there, and our D tackles not been fantastic. Maybe Devin Tompkins gets by him and gets to Dante Moore. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean their O line's solid.
Yeah, they're good. Their O line is good.
Yeah, Alex Harkey was banged up recently, but Isaiah World is the starting left tackle, really good. They have some guys from from a variety of different places, and they've just been gelling so well. So that's hard to do, and I think the same could be said for USC's offensive line. I mean, Elijah Page was practicing, or we don't know if he was practicing because practice is close to the media, but he was coming out of practice in a knee brace, so you might not have Elijah Page, which they can do fine without him. But it's like if a guy goes down, then you're really thin.
I do think it's possible a lot of guys realize, like the guys who are the questionable stage, it is possible they try and push through it because this is such a do or die game.
Do you think there's any chance of Waymo?
No. I mean, Lincoln Riley, I was just reading the quote. It was literally like, I don't see a world. I think it was literally like, I don't see a world where he plays. Where is it? Yeah, he wasn't that extreme, but he's getting closer, but I don't expect him to play this week. So, I mean, I guess that kind of leaves it open, but not really.
I just don't see yeah. I mean, don't force him if he's not ready, but it does sting a little bit because it's like
if you could have a healthy Waymo and Eli Sanders and King Miller, I think it's a different run game.
Yeah, because also I mean, like if they play against UCLA, there's no real point. Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm not going to say all that. You still got to beat UCLA.
Yeah, but I'm saying
their team has won consecutive games since what, 2020, 2019?
No, I know, but I'm saying there's no point in risking Wayman Jordan's career against UCLA.
Yeah, you save him, and for whatever, you'll probably get a good bowl game. Probably I haven't looked at bowl projections recently. Let me look at this. Because this is saying theoretically USC misses the playoff, or they go 9-3. What would a bowl prediction? Why is there no bowl prediction?
Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about briefly is I think like the concept of scoring on every drive is huge because I mean USC's been pretty ambitious on fourth down this year, which is good, but also like Ryan Sayuri is one of the best kickers in the country.
Good.
Like he has been. I mean, I think he's top 2 or top 3 in the Big Ten. Like Dominic Zavada is really good, but like, that guy at Illinois, I'm blanking on his name. The Illinois kicker is really good, but
semifinals for the Lou Gorza,
yeah. I think Ryan Sayuri for a redshirt freshman has done incredible. So like, I think you got to get. I think like if you can get every drive inside the 40 of Oregon, like. I think I trust Sayuri's leg, especially not in the rain. Like I think as long as USC can just not do stupid stuff on fourth down, they have a really good shot.
Ask for. Yeah, I still I'm always a big proprietor of fucking go for it. Like if you're not within unless it's for me I'd say 4th and 7. If you're inside the 40 and 4th and you're 4th and 7, I'm saying go for it. If you're inside the 40, it's anything past 4th and 7, kick it. Maybe 4th and 6. Yeah.
Ryan Kirkgee of LA Times also said, and I don't know what he was able to find out to gauge this because Lincoln Riley didn't speak at all on the secondary injuries, but Cartgy said, "For what it's worth, I anticipate that Kamari Ramsey is closer to returning than Bishop."
I believe. I mean, Bishop wasn't he carted off?
Yeah, he was hobbling for sure. I don't know exactly.
I think he may have been carted off. I think they said
Yeah,
that on the broadcast because I wasn't at this game either.
yeah,
So I had to watch on the broadcast.
yeah.
So yeah, I think they can win this. Casey, I gave 2 score predictions earlier today. I gave you if the USC wins, this is what it'll be versus what I actually think is going to happen. Do you remember them?
Go ahead and say him.
All right. If USC wins, it'll be 34-31, something like that. Something USC barely pulls it off because I think the way they did it, Mekhi Lemon goes off, Mekhi or Jacoby goes off, probably Mekhi though if they're going to win it. So that means Jacoby's also going off. And they are able to score easily. They go up 10 in the fourth quarter. Oregon gets a touchdown, then USC can milk the clock. What I really think is going to happen, more realistically, Oregon wins by 2 scores. Oregon wins 42-31, 42-30, not 30, 42-28, something like that.
Okay.
I'm worried. I don't think it's going to happen. I am a little worried about them getting the shit kicked out of them. I'd say, for me personally, 10 to 15% chance USC wins, 20% Oregon wins by more than 2 scores.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's fair. I think I'm sort of in the same boat. I think if USC wins, like it's not going to be a blowout.
Yeah,
So
you're not going to win a blowout.
yeah, I mean
I
think that's pretty obvious. It's going to be a 1-score game. It's going to be potentially less than a touchdown. I think if Oregon wins, though, like I could see them covering the spread. I could see it being kind of ugly, where they kind of run up the score at the end. Like I could definitely see them doing that, and like USC being frustrated.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really am praying that doesn't happen just for my sanity.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think this is the first crowd I'll say. Yeah, I'll say this. I think this is the first crowd where like the fans are hostile. Like Notre Dame, like it's loud.
I
But
think
it's
they're pretty hostile.
what?
I think they're pretty hostile.
Yeah, but like you know how Oregon is. Like it's different. It's a smaller stadium. It's a little bit more intimate. It's not
Yeah.
like Notre Dame. Like I was there and like yeah, it was loud. It was really loud, but like there was a lot of Trojan fans there. Like it wasn't anything that USC hadn't necessarily seen before.
Yeah.
Whereas some of these guys like this is like Autzen is a small environment that just can get so angry. I feel like as someone who like I was on the field there a couple years ago.
I was in the student section 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you would know like on the field you could feel like it's just the fans feel closer too. Like it, I don't know what it is, but
I think it's because it's more packed in. That's why.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the USC has had some road tests. Like in Nebraska and Notre Dame are definitely the hardest environments they've had, but like. This one feels the most because it's more familiar too, right? I guess Notre Dame's familiar as well, but like Oregon, this is a Pac-12 matchup. This is a matchup that
I love some Pac-12 football. We also got Washington, UCLA, classic Pac-12 football.
I heard there's 8 Pac-12 matchups the next 2 weeks.
I think that's right. Yeah,
because rivalry week next week, right?
And then I think Oregon State, Washington State for the second time this year.
The Super Bowl,
Cal Stanford.
Yeah, Cal Stanford and USC, UCLA, obviously. Oregon, Washington next week. Yeah, there's a lot.
I bet Utah, Colorado too.
Yeah. And Arizona State.
Wait, no, that already happened. Never mind.
ASU, U of A, and then yeah, I mean, there's 8 of them in the next couple weeks. So
yeah. But Casey, I think that's going to do it for us here today. Coliseum Chronicles Live. We're feeling scared but optimistic about Oregon. Thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate your support as always, and have a good one.